Hey, welcome to today's tech tip video. Obviously, if you saw the show yesterday, you saw the supply shock that we're facing in Hypercycle. We're going to go over that again today and possibly a solution to fix that shock. Gosh dang it. So obviously right now, the supply of tokens that is not out, the total supply that will eventually be out is just over 2 billion tokens. Right now, we're sitting at a supply of 59 million tokens in circulation, which means we're limited right now. Node licenses that are out there, 273,000, minus the pool tokens, minus the liquidity pool tokens. Available tokens right now are 47 million tokens. Now, to fill these 273,000 licenses, it's going to require right now times 1,024 tokens per license, 279 million tokens. Granted, there are going to be a few big players that get lent tokens from the treasury, so that'll help ease that a little bit, but it's still not going to get eased all the way. We're still sitting at a big deficit of anywhere from 170 million tokens to 231 million tokens if you even account for the treasury lend. So we're in a big deficit, and the reason being, we are sitting right here at month 5. We hadn't expected Tealing to be this far ahead. Hypercycle is so far ahead. They'd expected this happen around month 15, 16, 17, 18, where there would have been plenty of tokens in circulation, but that's not the case. And now, since we are ahead of schedule, this is going to be a perpetual problem all the way through the lifespan of Hypercycle because we've gotten ahead of the game so quickly. Now, because we are sitting right here, we need still 230 million tokens, and we only have 47 million tokens out there. So right now, you guys are watching this in real time, a supply shock happening. Volume is actually really high. People are hurrying to buy tokens. The price has shot up from just a few days ago, 50 cents to over $1.05, which isn't great if you need tokens still to fill those nodes. This is an issue. But we do have a bit of a solution, and this might not be for everybody, but we've thought of a solution. And the reason being, let's go over here to demonstrate this. If we go over to Uniswap, and for example, we wanted to fill a 256 node bundle, which is half a master node, we would be required to put in 262,144 tokens. In order to do that, that would cost us 270 Ethereum. You see this big red number here? This is slippage. As you put an order for that much tokens, there's going to be a huge price discrepancy between the actual value, which is right now at $1.05, and what you ultimately buy those tokens at. We can do the math. Let's go over here. 270 ETH is the actual cost of that purchase. Currently, ETH right now is $1,659, and we need 262,144 tokens. That would put our end cost per token at $1.71 once we got through buying those tokens. Now, I will tell you, this order would fail 100% of the time. You would have to buy in chunks of 10,000 or maybe 20,000. And as you do that, guess what's going to happen? More bots are going to come buy tokens alongside you, pushing the price even higher. And I would guess if you went to buy a full half a master node, this is even a quarter of a master node. We're talking even 128 node licenses to fill, and maybe even 64 node licenses to fill right now. You would be in a world of problem because there's so much demand for these tokens and there's such a limited supply. So that creates a big barrier to entry for those who have not yet got their tokens, which is an interesting state to be in, being that Hypercycle is the only token out there that I've ever seen have this type of conundrum, because this is so unique to the whole crypto community and whole crypto thing, where it is so evident how tokens that are being staked in these node licenses are being used. Most other tokens say you're staking something, but what are they being used for? Nobody sees the direct supply crunch or the direct correlation to what is actually happening, but you can here with Hypercycle. So it's super unique in this situation. Now, the issue is going to stay there as long as this demand is higher than this curve right here, which I do not see going down ever right now, which is kind of sad and kind of like, oh, it's kind of tough to bear. But we've thought of a solution. Now, this is something that Nick and I were able to come up with. We are going to create these master bundles that include the node licenses and the tokens that are locked at a set price so that you don't have to go ahead and pay this slippage price right here, which is kind of cool. So those are going to be offered for availability coming up here soon on our site over at powertraded.com, and you can go check that out, obviously. Now, this is not going to solve the supply issue, obviously, and this is going to be a perpetual problem, but we did want to shed light on the issue and hopefully just bring the facts to you guys so that you can see what is happening, why it is happening, and what's going to continue happening going forward. Regardless, this slippage is going to be here no matter what kind of order you put in. Even if you were to put in half of that order here, let's just say that we were going to go do 131,000, which is, if we do 131,000, which is even only 128 nodes, we're still sitting at 20% slippage, which is absurd, meaning we are going to pay, let's do the math because this is always fun. We're going to go ahead and pay 103 times 131, 172, $1.30 right now per token, which is instantly above market. So we want to help save that. And I would be willing to bet once you put those orders in, you would be more sitting at $1.45 to $1.50 per token once you finalize those orders. Guys, I know this is not great news, nor is this like, hey, this is great news if you've been in early, obviously. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. This is just information so you guys can make your own decisions based on what you see. This is in no way something that will be a guarantee to continue happening. I'm just seeing the supply shock happening. And as these node licenses continue to perform and continue to do well, once they start computing and once they start tealing, this is going to be a perpetual evergreen problem that will always exist. And that's why Hypercycle is one of the most unique opportunities right now in the digital space, with them being able to evidently show and give a part of that wealth creation to the people buying those nodes and supplying the tokens to fill those nodes. This is a once in a I've never seen before digital space opportunity to look at. So thank you so much for dropping by this video, and hopefully you guys were able to see something, see this visualized, and kind of get through this. Once again, we'll be getting more information on this. If you guys have not signed up for our mailing list already to get these tech tip videos, go over to nickblacknext.com, put in your name and email, and go ahead and give us that, and we'll get you on the mailing list to get you all these tech tip videos for free so you can kind of see what is going on in the digital space. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.